Hi children, how are you all? How was your Diwali first thing? And secondly, how was your Dashera? I'm back after a very long time because I got busy with other assignments and so many other things. I narrate stories for a live audience now and I'm really very happy about it. But still my first love is to just narrate the stories for my entire audience at the same time, explain them beautifully. My audience is not just the students, it's also the parents, the senior citizens, the kids. They love it, them all, and I'm so grateful and thankful. Today I will talk about the festival, today I will talk about the sweets, and today I will talk about the story which I'm about to narrate. Let's talk about the sweets and the story at the same time. How is that possible? Of course it's possible. Yes, the name of my story is Jalebis, a sweet, syrupy, sweet dish which is orange in color and round in shape. This is the book. It so happened, I've got my book with me. It so happened is for class 8, CBSE, NCRT. Yes, it's a supplementary reader for class 8 as I mentioned. Jalebi is chapter number 8 and it is written by Ahmad Nadeem Khasmi. It's a wonderful story. I read the story and the best part of the story is that each and every one of you who are in standard 8 or who are a little more senior, who are elders, who are parents, they would love to revisit their childhood with this story. We all have done mistakes. We all have done certain things which can be called as mischief and naughtiness today. But they were serious and grieve in those times. But at the same time, we have come out of it, learned out of it, and here we are. Jalebis. Let me give a quick summary. Now, this is an honest boy from a very good family. He is in 5th standard and he is studying at a government school. And the name of the school is not mentioned. It's the place which is called Kambelpur, now called Atak. An honest boy is on his way to school carrying money in his pocket to pay the school fees. Now, what is he carrying? He's carrying money, but how much money? Now, when you are listening to the story narration of mine or anybody else, if it's part of your curriculum, it's part of your academics, and even if it's not a part of your academics, one thing is very important, and that is to get in the story. You just keep your imagination very strong and powerful, because understanding a story and then narrating it to someone else are two different things. You should understand the story so well that you're able to narrate it even after 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of its narration or of its reading or of its understanding to you. So just make sure that you just keep your imagination very strong, keep it very much there in the story, in the times, in the setting of the story, whenever, wherever, with whomsoever it has happened. Just be there, just be attentive, just enjoy it, just have fun with it. That is the story. Okay, just don't think that okay, we have to learn these questions and answers from this I should know this particular word and meaning, this should be my poetic device if it's a poem. So just enjoy. First thing is enjoy the story, have fun with it, and then you can just go on with other things like maybe the comprehension check, or maybe what is important for the question and answers, who wrote the story, and all things will follow gradually. But first thing, enjoy the story. So an honest boy is on his way to school carrying money in his pocket to pay the school fees. The sight of crisp, syrupy jalebis in the market excites him and the coins in his pocket begin to jingle. This is important that here in this story, the first character has been introduced, and that is an honest small boy. Second character, yes, the character which is not so much alive, but the character is important here, and these are the coins in the pocket of that boy. After a long debate with himself, he yields to the sweet temptation of jalebis, having jalebis. It happened many years ago. Try to get into the setting, try to understand and imagine those times, that era, because this is not this particular era, this is not a contemporary story, this is long time back it happened. Because if you don't imagine that era, then you won't be able to relate to that. Today when you spend 4 rupees, it doesn't mean anything to you. Even 100 rupees, the currency doesn't mean anything to you. But in those times, 4 rupees meant a lot, a lot. It was a fortune for a small child. So it happened many years ago. This is the narrator, was in the 5th standard at the government school Kambelpur. Now, which is the place? Kambelpur. now called atak. One day I went to school with 4 rupees in my pocket to pay the school fees and the fund. So, what was the purpose of carrying 4 rupees in the pocket? First thing, to pay the school fees. When I got there, I found that the teacher who collected the fees, the school fees, Master Ghulam Muhammad, was on leave, and so the fees would be collected the next day. So on that particular day, this story is of one day. So on that particular day, Master Ghulam Muhammad, this is the second character. Now it's not a very live character. There are no particular actions which have been done by this character, but this is there. So it's important for you to understand who was or who is Master Ghulam Muhammad. Master Ghulam Muhammad is the teacher who collects the fees from the children. Now, all through the day, the coins simply sat in my pocket. Why the coins were there and still in the pocket? Because yes, he could not pay the fees because Master Ghulam Muhammad was absent that day. But once school got over and I was outside, they began to speak. What did they speak? They spoke about something, yes. And what was that? Now, coins can speak. They can't. But this is just an imagination. This is just an imagination of our brain being divided into two parts. One is good, one is bad, one is evil, one is angel, one is devil, one is angel. But at the same time, we all have this. We all are sometimes standing on the crossroad and thinking, shall we do it? Shall we not do it? So coins are going to put this little boy on a crossroad, and they would insist the little boy to do something. And what is that something? Let's learn here. All right. Coins don't talk. Yes, they don't talk. They jingle or go kanak kanak. But I'm telling you, that day they actually spoke. With kanak kanak. What is kanak kanak? The meanings are there down. Sound of jingling of coins. Now let me give you one small briefing here, that in this entire story, there are many words of Urdu. I would love to pronounce them perfectly, but in case I falter, just excuse me for that, because I am trying to learn Urdu as well. Any language is a beautiful language, so whatever possible for me, I will try to do it. And in case you feel that this is not a perfect pronunciation, you can always tell me in the comment box. So yes, coins don't talk, they jingle or go kanak kanak. But I'm telling you, that particular day, the coins actually spoke to me. One coin said, "What are you thinking about? Those fresh hot jalebis coming out of the kadhao in the shop over there? They are not coming out for nothing. Jalebis are meant to be eaten, and only those with money in their pocket can eat them." So what are coins trying to do? Coins are trying to just brainwash this child. They are telling that, hey, little boy, what are you thinking? You can just, smell the jalebis. You can hear the coins jingling. Now, what are you thinking? Why you're delaying the process of eating the jalebis? So those fresh, hot, syrupy, sugary, yum jalebis, they are waiting for you in the kadhao. Now, what is a kadhao? Kadhao is actually a wok, a deep wok, a pan, also called kadhai in Hindi and Urdu. So that is the kadhao. It's a pot for cooking or boiling or frying. So the jalebis are prepared in that kadhao in the shop over there. And what are they coming out for? So what is the process of making jalebis? A quick process which I have watched. I have made jalebis a couple of times actually in my kitchen. So you just take a little bit of maida, that is the refined flour, and put certain things in it to make it into paste, and then just quickly fry them in a kadhao or a wok or a deep pan, and then put those hot jalebis into the sugar syrup. And once the sugar syrup gets filled into them, you can eat them hot. So jalebis are meant to be eaten, and only those with money in their pocket can eat them. Just a second. Yeah. So the boy has got money. The boy can see jalebis, and coins are there to insist or convince that you can have them because you have money. And money isn't for nothing. Money is meant to be spent, and only they spend it who like jalebis. Now, these are devilish coins. They are trying to convince the boy, hey, go, you have money, buy jalebis, have fun, eat, enjoy. This is what the coins are doing. Look here. You 4 rupees, I said to them. Now the boy is actually trying to converse with the coins. Unko rok raha hai. He's just stopping the coins to just brainwash him. I'm a good boy, don't misguide me, or it won't be good for you. Now, this is a small, innocent boy. He's just trying to tell the coins, look, dear, don't try to meddle with me. Don't try to do this. Don't try to just brainwash me. I'm happy without eating jalebis and you stay safe in my pocket. Don't try to move out. And it won't be good. I might do something very damaging to you. And it might be disastrous for you. I get so much at home that I consider even looking at something in the bazaar a sin. I'm from a very well happening kind of very well established kind of family. I get everything I want at my home. I really don't need to eat outside. And even if I see jalebis, even if I think of jalebis, it might be a sin for me. I don't want, so don't push. That was the thing which little boy told the coins. Besides, you are my fees and fund money. If I spend you today, then how shall I show my face to Master Ghulam Muhammad in school tomorrow, and after that to Allah Mia at Qayamat? Now this boy, who is very honest, who is very promising, who is very nice fellow, he said that if I spend this money, these 4 rupee coins on jalebi today, what will happen tomorrow? How will I pay my fund and fees to Master Ghulam Muhammad? I won't be able to do that. And what will I tell my people at home? And what will I tell Allah Mia, God-fearing man, God-fearing boy? And he said, what will I tell Allah Mia at Qayamat? Qayamat is the day when, it's also called at the last day when you are about to go and you meet the God. That is the Qayamat day. So just excuse me. You probably don't know it, but when Master Ghulam Muhammad gets angry and makes you stand on the bench, he simply forgets to let you sit till the last bell rings. He's really, really scared of Master Ghulam Muhammad. And what is he trying to tell the coins? Beware, Master is not an easy task. He's not an easy nut to crack. What will he do if he will get angry? I'm not able to pay the fees. Definitely, the consequence would be that he would get angry and he will make me stand on the bench, and he will simply forget to just allow me to sit till the last bell rings. So I will be standing on the bench throughout the day in the school. So it's best you stop chewing at my ears like this and let me go home straight. So that was the last warning for the coins from this little boy. Stop. Don't chew my brain. Don't eat my head. I want to remain sane. Don't just, infuse insanity in me. And I'm going home and just stop this right now. The coins disliked what I'd said so much that all of them began to speak at the same time. This is a conversation between the coins and this child. It's all imaginary from the child's side, but he's trying to struggle hard with his brain, his own heart, his own mind. And he said that he just thought that coins are trying to disturb me. This is just his conscience which is actually trying to disturb him. There was such a clamor that passers-by in the bazaar stared, eyes wide with surprise, at me and my pocket. What is clamor here? Clamor means loud, cranky noise. And he could imagine, it was not actually there, but he could imagine a lot of cranky noise from his pocket just coming, the clamor, and that clamor was of the coins. They were just, he was walking and the coins, they were jumping in the pocket and creating a noise. That's obvious. But what he was imagining, that this noise is because they are talking to me, they are trying to convince me to have jalebis ultimately, finally. So he said that there was such a clamor that passerby, who was a passerby, the people going in the bazaar, they stared at me, their eyes wide, and they were surprised and shocked because my pocket was like kanak, kanak, kanak. And the coin of those days, the wretched thing, made so much more noise too. The coins were not so something with finesse. They were not so finely made. They were little crudely made. And so they were doing a little more kanak, kanak. They were a little more noisy as compared to today's coins. Finally, in a panic, I grabbed all 4 of them and held them tight in my fist. And then they were silent. So what did the narrator do? The child do? He just grabbed all the coins in the fist. In the fist is this. And then just made them quiet. Shh. You're in my hand. So be silent. Coming to the next page. That will be page number 64. After taking a few steps, I loosened my grip. Immediately, the oldest coin said, again the thing started. Here we are trying to tell you something for your own good, and you try to strangle us instead? Is this good? Tell me honestly now, don't you feel like eating those hot jalebis, those yum thing? The oldest coin now starts this. The coin says, now I'm using he, you can use it because it's a material, it's an object. So the oldest coin tells the boy that we are trying something good for you. It's for your good. You will enjoy your life by having jalebis, and you are trying to strangle us. What is strangle? Strangle is just holding something so tight that it actually suffocates. So tell me honestly now, don't you feel like eating those hot jalebis? And then if you do end up spending us for today, won't you get the scholarship money tomorrow? Now the boy is expecting that he will be getting scholarship money the next day. So even if he eats jalebis that day for 4 rupees, it won't do any harm to him. Sweets with the fees with the scholarship money, end of story. So that was a very quick, easy, smooth route from the side of the coins that, okay, eat sweets with these 4 rupees, 4 rupee coins, pay the fees with the scholarship money. Easy, simple, isn't it? Kissa khatam, paisa hazam. Now, what is kissa khatam, paisa hazam? Kissa means a story, khatam means finished. Story finished, money disappeared. Money finished too. Money is finished, story is finished. You are enjoying your life, have fun. What you are saying isn't right, I replied. And he's not speaking. His brain is trying to speak, brain is trying to talk to the coins. I replied, but it isn't that wrong either. Listen, stop blabbering and let me think. Now, the other part of the boy, the positive part, or you can say the good conscious of the boy is started getting suppressed, and the bad conscious, we can say bad conscious, or we can say that the child is so innocent that he doesn't know what is good and bad. The other part of him, which is not so good, what not so honest, has started making a jump over the good conscious, and he said, listen, stop blabbering. What is blabbering? Just whispering in a confused way, speaking in a confused way, unclear manner. So stop blabbering, let me think. I am not a common sort of boy. So now he's telling about himself to the coins. But then these jalebis are no common sort of jalebis either. So I am not common, but jalebis are also special. I'm special, jalebis are special. Think about it. They are crisp. They are fresh. They are full of sweet syrup. Oh my God. The boy is so fond of jalebis. Actually, it's my favorite sweet as well. I control. No, wait. My mouth watered, but I wasn't about to be swept away so easily. With the thought of having jalebis in his mouth, he was like, yum, mouth watered. But he never wanted to get swept away so easily. He never wanted to give up. In school, I was among the most promising students. He was nice, he was fine, he was a truthful person, he was a good, obedient student. So he might have to sacrifice all these positions, all these impressions just by having these jalebis for 4 rupees. So he had to think, yes, 10 times before doing such a deed, he had to think. So that's what he was thinking. In the 4th standard exams, I had even won a scholarship of 4 rupees a month. Now he's just trying to calculate what is all good about him. The first good thing about him was that he's a promising student. He's from a good family. Then what else? That in the 4th standard, he was so good in the exam with his marks that he got a scholarship of 4 rupees a month. That's good. Besides, I came from a particularly well-to-do family, from a very nice family. Well-to-do means you can say affluent family, a prosperous family. So I enjoyed considerable prestige. He was a dignified person. He was a dignified student. So was he. He was young, he was small, but he was dignified in his own sense. I'd never once been beaten so far. Nobody has beaten up me, and that's a very commendable thing for a small child. It's very easy to just smack any small child, but he was never ever beaten up. He was so honest and diligent and nice. For a child of such status, standing there in the middle of the bazaar eating jalebis, he was really concerned about his status, what his status, social status was, and status was so good, so high and mighty that he never wanted to just, beguilify his impression by eating jalebis in the center, in the middle of the bazaar. No, it wasn't right, I decided. I clenched the rupees in my fist and came home. So honesty prevailed, the good thought, good conscience prevailed, and he just went back home. The coins were so keen on being spent that day, they kept up their attempts at persuasion till their voices began to choke. Now, coins, they were disturbing him. They were not letting him go. They were just banging, cranking, doing kanak all the time in the pocket. They were just talking to each other so loudly that the boy was actually fed up. When I reached home and sat on the bed, they began to speak. Again, they started a conversation. Please go eat jalebis, please, 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 please. I went inside to have lunch. They began to shriek, shriek, shriek. Yes, the boy wanted to have lunch peacefully, but the coins were like jingle, jingle, jingle in the pocket, and he was imagining that they were shrieking, screaming on top of their lungs. Just please go and have jalebis. Thoroughly fed up, I rushed out of the house barefoot and ran towards the bazaar. Now he was so fed up that he gave in. Yes, okay, I will have jalebis. Barefoot, he was not even wearing his footwear. He just ran and reached the bazaar. Terrified I was. He was, of course, terrified. He was doing something which was against his conscience. He was doing something he was not willing to do. But still something forced him, not just the coins, but his conscience, other conscience forced him. But quickly I told the halwai to wait a whole rupee worth of jalebis. He told the halwai just 1 rupee jalebi. Now, 1 rupee in those times means abundant, means a fortune. 1 rupee jalebi is not, 1 jalebi as we get in these days. Maybe 1 jalebi would be of 5 rupees. I think things are very expensive these days. So 1 rupee jalebi means, okay, let us read here. His astonished look seemed to be asking where I had the hand cart in which I would carry all those jalebis. Look at the times. If he had to buy jalebis worth 1 rupee, he had to get the hand cart. That means he would be getting enormous jalebis for 1 rupees. Those were inexpensive times. These were the times when things were not so expensive. It was a simple time. Not so many desires and not so much expensive stuff. The halwai opened up a whole newspaper. In those times, sweets, mostly like jalebis and even other sweets, people used to give in the newspapers. There were no proper poly bags or paper bags in those times. So just everything was done mostly on the newspapers, and heaped a pile of jalebis on it, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. So many jalebis on it. We are done with the first part and comprehension check. I will do in the second part, in which I will just open the PDF and make you mark the answers of the questions as well. This was just an explanation, and I hope you're enjoying the story. Would be soon just uploading this for second and third part too. I would be uploading this particular part right now instantly. Keep watching and like and subscribe and share.